Hello. Indominus, you're first. Does that feel good? Happy Friday, guys. We are here, ready to finish off our week very strong, I would say. Made some good stuff this week. And a bunch of stuff that makes you feel good. It's not that fancy, but if you put lots of love into it, it tastes amazing. Way better than anything that you can get at a restaurant, in my opinion. All right, so how was the day? My day so far has been good. I got my hair trimmed this morning. It's been over a year since I did that, so that feels good. It's a little bit shorter. It took probably 5 inches off, I think. Well, both your dad and your day, if those are good, that's good news, Indominus. Either one, good to go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for exciting stuff in my day. Just got my hair did a couple of errands while I was in town. And then I just quickly whipped up the bun dough for the brioche buns. I just finished doing that around 2:15. And now they're just in the oven so they can stay nice and warm. And that way they're gonna rise for the next hour, and then we get to divide them into the buns for dinner time. So that's the thing, if you're making your own buns, you need to give yourselves around 2.5 to 3 hours to actually make it from start to finish. So keep that in mind, guys. It's pretty easy process if you have either a bread maker or a stand mixer, for sure. You can do it by hand, but it would probably take you a very long time to knead the dough until it's ready to proof. So just keep that in mind. And all the recipes I am using today are posted in Discord already, whether you guys want to follow along or whether you're not even in there yet. I will post this for you as well then, just in case you are curious. And that channel is really open to anyone. We have I would say over 120 people in that channel, but most people don't post a lot in it. What can you post in the channel? Well, you can post anything from food photos to random photos of whatever you enjoy in life. There is a beer section, a gardening section in there, and also the recipe section where I post all the recipes. The ones that I do myself, I put them in PDF for you guys. You're in Discord. All right, man. Sounds good. Okay. So we are making burgers and brews today. I don't know if I'll have a beer version of brew, but I do have my coffee brew here to start off the stream. So that's going to be my brew of choice for now. And we are going to grind the beef fresh for the burgers. Oh, don't touch the scale. I got excited. Grinding the beef fresh, I have both short rib and ribeye to grind into the burger. So more expensive pieces of meat to use in burgers. You don't have to use this. We had it left over from a trim from when we got a whole ribeye in and cut it into steaks. So that's why we're able to use this now. But if you want to do your own fresh ground burgers, buying any sort of beef chuck roast works just as good. Another important thing for your burger grind is to make sure there's enough fat in there. So you want to choose a piece of meat that is about 80% protein, 20% fat. I wouldn't go too much less than that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a really dry burger, especially if you cook it well done. Thank you for the host. That's amazing. Starting this Friday strong. And then I'm doing the California burgers tonight. So what that entails is bacon. So we're going to have to fry up some bacon, You also have avocado on a California burger. And then typically a little bit of a spicier cheese. So what I got was a jalapeno jack cheese. Everyone's coming in for the raid. Welcome in, guys. Death, you got to complete your stream today. How did it go, man? All of the notifications. And then also on the burger, I'm just going to slice up one of these really nice tomatoes. What's up, Death? Thank you for that raid. That is much appreciated. So here's the big tomato that we're going to use to put onto the burger. I'm probably going to be able to get 5 slices of tomato out of this. Hey, Herbalizer. Welcome in. It went really well. You got hosted by Linvillain for 124. That's amazing, dude. Man, that's such a good feeling when you get, whether it's a host or a raid with that amount of people. It really does help boost your average up. And everything turned out great. Woohoo! What was your favorite part? Or what was your favorite dish? Just kind of giving the lowdown on what we're going to be doing on stream today. So we are going to be doing California burgers. Pretty much everything is going to be made from scratch. The buns, grinding the beef for the burgers. The tomatoes are from the farm, so that's nice and organic. Obviously, the avocados are not from here. They are from California. Shout out to you, Death. And then we just have a really nice and refreshing beet and citrus salad to go on the side. Because you know what? Just because you're having a burger doesn't mean you need to like break whatever your diet or whatever healthy eating you're getting into. By all means, you can totally make fries with your burger. I know that is like a set combo for a lot of people, and I do order fries when I get my burger out. But trying to be a little bit more healthy today and also use up some stuff from the garden. So we're going to be steaming some beets and slicing them, segmenting some citrus. If you don't know what that is, stay tuned for that later. And then since I picked up those really nice fresh figs from the farm yesterday, I think those will be really good in the salad as well. Yeah, we're growing the cows in the backyard. Exactly, Indog. It's actually funny you say that, because on my bike ride to work, which is like 10-minute-ish bike ride from my house, I passed by these 2 cows just in a random field in the middle of town every single day. And they make me really happy. I always say hi to them. Oh, while we're on the topic of animals. So yesterday, Sam and I went for a bike ride to work. We picked up some meat that we ordered in. And on our way to and from on that bike ride, we saw 14 deer. 14! That's the most I've ever seen in one day here. And I was like, that could make a lot of venison sausage. I would be okay with this. Indominus, I have high cholesterol because I don't eat your veggies, because the texture of the veggies makes you gag. That's rough. I love vegetables, whether they're cooked or fresh. I just love eating them. There's so many different types, lots of different flavors and textures. Yeah, I don't think I could live without vegetables, for sure not. But you know what? I also couldn't live without meat. I don't think I could do like full vegetarian. That's a herd, yeah, a herd of deer. And guys, I don't know if you noticed, but look at those new sub badges that I was able to upload. Man, you streamed for 6 hours? That's impressive. Herbalizer, I'm gonna eat you. You made so much food. Muffins, fruit salad, roasted corn, sauteed veggies, apple and onion sauteed with herb butter, pork chops, guac, and while you were chilling, a salad was requested. Holy shit. Man, that's a feast. You and Mom are gonna be fed for like a week. You're good to go. The texture makes you gag. That is so crazy, Indominus. I love crunchy stuff. And it's so juicy too. The most food you've ever cooked on stream. Are you tired now though? That's almost a full shift in a kitchen, Death. Herbalizer, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. You like rare steak. Man, you are like a caveman then. Like, screw the vegetables. Just give this guy the raw meat. He's good to go. Yeah, can you tell it's a knife? Let me know if you think that it's not that easy to see, because then we can fix it up. But obviously the different colors of the knife are the different levels of subscribers, or I guess the different amounts of time that you have subscribed to the channel. You feel good though. Awesome. Herb is your homie. Sweet. What? So you gift him the sub. Man, Death, thank you for that. Seriously. Welcome in, Herbalizer. I hope you enjoy your stay and have fun with that onion emote. I also enjoy when people give other people subs. It's such a simple gift. And like, even if it's their first time in the channel, maybe it's a channel that they will really end up enjoying. And just that little bit of like pushing people to come back in is what really helps. And then maybe they'll tell other people. That's kind of how it works when you have a restaurant too. So like if someone has a good meal, that person is going to tell minimum 3 other people about that meal. But if they have the bad meal and they tell 3 people that it was bad, that really hurts your business. So the word of mouth thing is really important to me. So thank you for that. Yeah, green knife. That's the base sub. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I kind of based the knife colors off of the Fortnite loot. You wish you had Twitch Prime so you can get stuff, but your dad won't get it and it's free right now because you never had Twitch Prime. Do you guys not have Amazon Prime? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up, Alvin? How are you? Welcome in. Pumped to see you here on this Friday. And other exciting thing going on today, later in stream, when we have a little bit more time and most of the prep is already done, we're going to be doing some more trivia today. We did it 2 weeks ago to give away some bones so that people could use them if they wanted to enter the salt giveaway. There's still 14 days left in the giveaway. You can buy all your tickets at the end on the last day if you so desire. But I think it's fun to do the trivia, learn a little bit together, as always, and reward those people that do pay attention in the stream, because all the stuff in trivia is stuff that I have already said before. So it's nothing really new, and it's just basic like cooking skills and terms. Please don't cheat. I will say that as well, but it's pretty hard to cheat. The way I usually do the trivia, depending on how many people will be in, I usually do the first 3 correct answers to the trivia in chat, get 1,000 bones. And with 10 questions being in the trivia, you can get up to, obviously, 10,000 bones. And that's 10 entries into the giveaway. And the bones are free, guys. The bones are accumulated over time as you watch my stream. Herbalizer, thank you. That's all you got. And you know what? That's more than enough. What do you need to get tickets? So your tickets or the bones, which you need to buy the tickets, that's accrued over time. So if we do this command, the leaderboard, you can see where you are, how many bones you have, and I believe if you're a subscriber, you get 40 bones every 10 minutes in my chat. And then you also get extra bones when you first follow if you do any donations or cheers as well. Let me out. My Stream Elements is being weird. There we go. What? Is it on cooldown, Death? Pork, beef, or chicken bones? Whatever you desire. And if you're vegetarian, I'm sorry. But that's just how life is. Yeah, roulette. This is mandatory. And yeah, Indominus, you can play roulette to bet your bones. And you can double it, or you can end up with nothing. But it's fun. You need 1,000 bones per ticket. It should work, Death. I don't know why that command's not working. Let me see. There you go, Indominus. It doesn't say that there is nothing turned off to give the bones, but I swear that's the right command, is like give points. I don't know, maybe root around in that command thing, see where we end up. What's up, Matt? We missed you yesterday. Don't lose your bones. Yes, yes, you do have a sharp object. I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so prep list for our day today. Knives. Yeah, let me know, guys, what you think of the sub badges. We can always do a little bit of tweaking if you feel like they're not that legible. So I made the bun dough at 2. It's been sitting in the oven, proofing up. Since then, around 2:15 is when I stopped that. So we're gonna wait until 3:15 and then divide the dough into our buns. And then we need to wait another hour until they proof up again. And then we can bake them. It takes about 15 minutes to bake the buns. Okay, awesome. If you guys think it looks good, that's all that matters. So after the buns, obviously you need to give yourself enough time so that they can proof and you can bake them before dinner. And I like to bake them so they finish around half an hour before you plan to eat. Because whenever you're baking fresh bread, you do need it to cool off a little bit before you cut into it. You don't want to disturb the crumb, which is what is inside the nice fluffy bread. Because if you cut into that while it's still warm, it's going to actually go like kind of soggy and gluey. And it won't turn out as fluffy. So you need to let that steam cool off before you cut into it. There is like a 15-second cooldown in Indominus. You either don't have any. Yeah. Okay, so next up, we're going to be moving on to grinding the beef. So we have to chill the grinder in the freezer while we cut up our beef to grind into 1-inch cubes. I think works the best. Then obviously we'll grind the beef. We'll portion it into, I'm going to say we'll go around 6 ounces for the patties. And then we'll smash them down as always. If you guys have been in previous burger streams, you know my methods, but if you haven't, I think it's important that you guys see how I make burgers. They are very simple, but there's a reason that they're so simple. And I feel like when you leave the patty just beef, you can actually taste it more. And you can also taste the other toppings that you put on the burger more. So that is my method to the burger madness. What kind of beef do I use? So I am using short rib and ribeye today. Like I said earlier, pretty expensive cuts to use for a burger. And you don't have to use something so expensive. I've also done burgers with chuck, which is really great. And you could also do brisket, which I think is my favorite thing to grind for burgers. Yeah, we had some trim from our whole ribeye when we got it the other week. So when we cut it into steaks, obviously the little bit of the end pieces, we just trimmed that off and reserved it to grind into something. And why not use it for burgers? Thought that'd be delicious. So they'll be a little bit more fatty, I think, compared to a chuck. Okay, after we grind the beef and the patties, we can start to prep our burger toppings. So we need to slice some cheese, slice our tomato. I have some baby arugula that I'm going to use up and put onto the burger instead of using like iceberg lettuce or something. We're not going to slice the avocado right away because as soon as you slice the avocado, it does start to turn brown or oxidize from the oxygen in the air. So we're going to slice the avocado a little bit later in stream, closer to when we put the burger together. Matt. Yeah, I got my hair done today, Matt. Got a little blow dry. This is like the straightest you guys have ever seen it, hey? Thanks for that, man. And hey, American, welcome in. I eat babies, yeah, arugula. I love that series of events, Matt. All of the pretty things. Hey, Kiko's sister, welcome in. Okay, so after we prep our burger toppings, it should be time for us to divide our dough into buns. It's true, Rook, but we are making California burgers. AKA, we need both bacon and avocado. So we'll have to cook up the bacon a little bit later as well. You can pre-cook the bacon and then just let the residual heat from the burger patty heat it back up. That's always an option if you feel like you're going to be strapped for time or just won't be able to time things out correctly. But try and keep the bacon as fresh as possible. I just think it tastes better. Yeah, well, that explains it. Bacon is the key to your heart. Oh man, Herbalizer. You and I, we're going to get along. Beef, avocado, and smugness. Yes, of course. Kiko's sister, today we're making California burgers with fresh buns and also a beaten citrus salad. Okay, so after all the burger prep, we will start to work on our salad. So we need to steam some beets. I just pulled them from the garden before the stream. So we got a red one and a white one. Have you guys ever seen a white beet before? Because this might be my first time using a white beet. And then I have a grapefruit, a couple of oranges to segment. We're going to put some toasted almonds on top of the salad as well, just for a little bit of crunch and nuttiness. I always like toasted nuts on my salad. I feel like that's a really good thing to garnish with. Anything who messes with herb will hear from you. I love it, Death. Herb the man. Okay, and then obviously we'll have to prep some greens up, and I have to say the greens I'm using today are not that good looking, so we might have some sifting through to do. I don't know why the greens went so bad so fast this time. I don't know if maybe the fridge was too cold or something. Okay, and after that, we just have to make the salad dressing. It is based off of the citrus juices that we are already using in the salad, and then we'll bake the buns, slice up the avo, cook the bacon, and then cook the burger patties. That's it. Oh, I'm not falling for that follow, but welcome in anyways. Man, you've been gaming with herb since 2004? That's unreal. That's an awesome little friendship you guys have. Your squirrel master. Okay. So I got the grinder right here, aka the mincer, and this attaches onto my fancy ass mixer. Damn, she's good. So here's the top part that goes into the grinder. This is just like called a feeding tray. Just sits on there. That's where you put your meat into, and then obviously to push the meat down through to the auger. You're winning every time. Holy, you're already at 490. You're crushing it. Who me, really, why? Who is that? The new house? This has got to be someone that I knew from the old house when I first started streaming. Fancy ass. You're winning. Yeah, just put aside the plastic erector set for later in the stream. And then we have here our grinder. So I don't know why this is all put together still. Someone was fudging around. You're just trolling. Fair enough. Maybe there's nothing else to do on a Friday. Bye. So I need to take off that first ring so that we can just dump out this couple of pieces. So this is the auger that pushes the meat through to the blade, which cuts up the meat. You can see it's pretty sharp, and then the blade pushes the meat through the die. And whenever you're doing burgers, you can do like a double grind, so you grind it once and then put it through again. I don't typically do that. I don't think it's necessary. So I do a single grind with a medium die. I don't want to go too coarse because then the beef will get a little bit chewy. And you don't want to go too fine because then it's going to be too mushy. So all of the metal pieces for the grinder have to be put into the freezer so they can get chilled. If you don't do this step, the meat doesn't grind as nicely and it kind of just mashes through instead of like being ground right through, and you get those nice perfect strands of ground beef. Yo, box. Yeah, we're making burgers. Perfect meal for Friday. At least I think so. And KitchenAid does sell a little grinder attachment as well. And honestly, guys, if you've never had like fresh ground beef or whatever it is, beef, pork, chicken, turkey, whatever kind of meat, you really don't know what you're missing. And if you are able to shop at a butcher shop, I would ask them, instead of buying the stuff that's already ground in the case, ask them to like pick out a couple steaks for you and grind it fresh. And that way you'll really see the difference. Because yeah, obviously the stuff in the case is fresh and they do have control over what they put into it, but it's still not as good as like grinding it fresh and then using it, 1 or 2 hours later. Yeah, dog, it's a really important step. I do notice if I don't chill the metal parts long enough that the grind doesn't come out as nice. Spam burgers would have been faster. I don't think I could eat that, man. Do you have to have points to do it? You do, yeah. You ain't got no bones to roulette. The grinded parts are usually the leftover side parts. Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you do it yourself, you can really control what you put into it, and then you won't get any gristle either. So that's key. let's get our plastic cutting board out. And it's time to get meaty. Used to make Spam burgers by combining Spam cubes and cheese cubes together with moistened mashed potato flakes into patties and frying them up. Very white trash. That would be an interesting flavor for sure. Yeah, literal ham burger. I can't imagine. Okay, so the other thing that will benefit from being really cold is obviously your beef. So mine is still has a little bit of frost on it for sure. I'm just gonna empty out some of the purge, which is just like the bloody liquid that you get when you thaw a piece of meat, just so it doesn't go all over the board. And the purge is usually really strong in iron flavor, obviously because of the blood. So that's up to you if you want to mix that into your grind. Hey Hammy, how are you? And hello Chance, how are you doing today? It's a hamburger. Yeah, exactly. Hamburgers are from Hamburg. Taking the sword out. You know it's getting serious when? Yeah, nothing like using a sword on a Friday. Watch out, world. Yeah, you call that a knife? You take the Spam, cut it in half, cook both sides up, and use bacon mixed with veggies and various sauces combined. Cuts back on the super saltiness. Oh, that's a good way to prep it. So that's the short rib pieces. You can see the really nice marbling in there. Is it, Matt? Is your sword bigger? We have a little trim piece here, which actually looks really good. So look at how this piece of meat is already just falling apart on this. So you know it's gonna be super tender. And that's all called the rib cap. So this is usually how you would look at the steak. And this rib cap is some of the most expensive beef to buy just because it is that tender. Like literally just falls apart when it's raw. And then here's the other piece of rib. That might be a little bit hard to get through. It's still pretty frosty, but less of a rib cap. Still some really nice white fat on here, which is exactly what you want. You don't want that like stringy, sinewy fat. You want the nice white stuff in your burgers. The stringier stuff renders down really weird. And it kind of just cooks out instead of staying and keeping your meat moist. So keep that in mind. Yeah, it is a ribeye. You are correcto. You're good, Hammy. Your dad got out of the hospital today. Back in on Monday because he has gallstone. Oh, that's rough. I think I remember like someone, an older family member, having that too. It's definitely unpleasant. Well, that's good news. My label has neat handwriting. It's true. I'm trying to be more organized. Yeah, just grill it up. Do it. Mr. Niner. Yeah, we got some steak. These are short rib pieces. But we do have some ribeye that we're going to cut up and grind into burgers. So like this piece, that is just straight happiness. And we want to make sure that we mix the short rib cubes in with the ribeye so that even when you grind, the fat's still being distributed evenly. Because we're not going to mix up our burger meat too much once it's ground. Yeah, we're gambling. I guess it's Friday, right? And so when we look at this rib, this is silver skin, so we definitely need to trim that off. So just because you have a steak doesn't mean you can just like cut up the whole thing and throw it into your grind. You still need to take that care and attention to make sure you control what is going into there. Obviously you want to take off as little meat as you can. Just take that silver skin off, and that's not really usable for anything, so that can just go into the compost or the garbage. Yes, Duncan, how have you been? So I felt a piece of sinew here as well. Like I can't even pull it out, it's that tough. And it actually went through to the other side. So similar to what we just took out on the edge there. Just want to take out that silver skin. There really shouldn't be too much though to clean up from the steak. That's the good part. A roast obviously will take you a little bit longer. Whereas steaks usually come trimmed and ready to go. Elvin, I'm not circumcising the meat. You're bad. How many burgers am I making? Well, I need at least 5. I feel like I'll end up with maybe 8. But I want to do like at least 6-ounce patties. Because when you cook the burger, you're still going to lose some weight from the fat cooking. So I find that the 5-ounce burgers just shrink way too much. So I would like to just cut this in half, but there is something hard on here, so we'll take that off first. I don't know what that is. Almost feels like bone. And I think I'll just cut it this way. Since we're grinding it, it doesn't really matter which way we're cutting through the grain. That's a slider, yeah. Oh, Rook. I mean, we can go up to 7 ounce. I just don't think it's necessary to have to eat that much meat. Because we are still putting bacon on there, so that's going to be a couple ounces as well. I am down for a dirty burger, though. You guys know that. Cook with killer frogs. Deep thoughts from Indominus. That knife would go through someone and stick out a lot. Yes, yes it would. It would protect me from the zombies. That's for sure. 8 ounce minimum? You're crazy, dude. So this stuff's really cold, so I know that it's gonna grind really, really nice. 16 ounce patties, there we go, chef. Have you guys ever done like one of those crazy burger patty challenges that some of those chain restaurants do? I think Sam used to do the one at Fat Burger, where it's like 3 burger patties, like it's massive. And I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm like, how do you fit all of that into your body? Okay, we are good to go. Cow-sized burger, yeah, that's how you want to go. That's impressive, Herbalizer. Yeah, I mean, if you're a pretty good chef, you should be able to cut and not have to watch. And that's why, as a chef, your hand is always on the blade. So you always know where the blade is. That way, you don't cut any digits off. Five Guys, you build a $30 burger. Man, I've still never eaten at Five Guys. I don't even know if there's one on the island. There's gotta be one downtown. Somewhere in Vic. What are your favorite burger toppings, chef? Okay. So since the meat is really cold, I think the grinder needs minimum 10 minutes in the freezer to really chill up properly. So let's go over here. Let's build up our grinder onto our mixer. All the toppings are free at Five Guys? What? Whataburger, you can make a huge burger for like 20 bucks. That is actually unreal. So first thing to go on, you need to make sure it's tight so it doesn't fall off. Next thing going in is the little auger. Fits right down in there. Next is the blade with the grooves facing up because that's going to push the meat through the die. And then next up, the die just fits like that. And then you twist your cap on to make sure nothing falls out. You're not a huge fan of Five Guys. And everyone has their own like solid burger place that they like. If only Canada had like an In-N-Out, or what's the other one? Shake Shack. So good. I don't know if I'm liking this. I think that's a little bit better. Ready for the meatworms, guys? Meatworms. Can I get bacon? Bacon and all of the bacon. Lettuce, tomato, red onion, pickle, cheese, bacon, shrooms. That's such a good combo. I'm always down with that combo. Vune, welcome in, man. How are you? I'm just grabbing some gloves. And then after we grind this meat, I'm just gonna put it into the fridge because we're actually coming up on that time to divide our bun dough after this. And the sooner that we do the bun dough, the sooner we can bake them. So that's kind of taking precedence. You find white spot to mirror In-N-Out. That is actually true. So I never had a white spot burger, but Sam has. And I did have a bite of it, and it was pretty good, I have to say. I was kind of surprised by that. Okay, I'm gonna turn this guy up to like medium. Oh, Shake Shack is really good. I had it when I was in Vegas. It is super fatty though. Hey, we're going. Vune, I didn't know you were studying for something. Yeah, In-N-Out versus Five Guys. Typical, right? It's such a fun machine, Herbalizer. I really have to say that. It looks like hot fries. What? Five Guys got pricey. Okay, so what do you guys like to spend on burgers then when you go to eat one? Like, what to you isn't too expensive for a burger? Oh, your English language proficiency exam. Man, you're totally gonna pass. Like, you speak English so well. I would not be worried at all. I don't even think you need the good luck, man. You got this. Lidl! You love burgers. Well, you came into the right stream then. Red Hot Cheetos. Meatworms. $10 is too expensive for you? Wow. It's hard to actually like find a burger that's still $10 here. It's true, mister. This is definitely a burger loving stream. Okay, so now I just like to turn it up just to finish pushing through whatever may be stuck in there. Mickey D's, yeah, that's about it. Even so, like, pretty sure you can't even get a McDonald's meal under $10 anymore. You might get banned for that. Not even. What's up, Robbie? Okay, that is it. I'm gonna put some of this stuff into the sink so that we can soak the grinder once we take it apart. I'm sorry for any loud noises. And safety first. I always like to unplug this just in case, because you never know. And then we're just gonna take off this whole thing. And we'll come back over. Okay, Robbie. So how I choose the cuts of meat. So you don't have to do premium cuts for burgers. Like, even the cheap stuff is still good, for sure. That should just fall out like that. No, we got a piece of meat. So what I'm using is shorter than ribeye, and that's only because I had some trim left over, which that's a good thing to use for grind. Obviously make sure your trim is cleaned up, doesn't have that much connective tissue in it. But otherwise, like I was saying, using like a chuck to grind for burgers is always a good option. It's really flavorful. I think it does have enough marbling in it. And I've also used brisket, which I really enjoy grinding for burgers. But these are also all things that you can get your butcher to grind fresh for you. Usually if you ask, they will do it. Okay, we're gonna switch up what we're doing for the next couple of minutes so that we can get our buns proofing. So I'm just gonna put this into the fridge for now, and then we'll come back and make the patties. Yay, Optrix! I just saw that you were in here. You're having dinner at a friend's house. Okay, sounds good. And answer your Discord so I can send you cookies. The grinder is more than your car. It actually wasn't that expensive, I don't think. It wasn't too much more expensive than the KitchenAid one. And the KitchenAid one is all plastic, whereas this one's all metal. So that's kind of how we justified buying this. That I think it's gonna last longer. Do I have a farm? No, I don't have a farm. It's definitely one of my long-term goals to have a little farm. And I don't get my own animals. I do go to a local butcher shop here that uses all local meat, which is really, really good. Vune, you're liking it. Okay, good. I know I was kind of worried that you wouldn't be able to tell what the sub badge was, but everyone so far says it's perfect. So that's all I really need to know. Okay, we're gonna be using this scale right after this to make our burger patties. I'm just gonna put it over here. And let us take out our dough. Getting into the dough. Herbalizer. I'm not going to grill these up. I am going to cook them in cast iron pans, really, really hot. And Mister, I've not made like a proper cased sausage. I've done some breakfast sausage, which I just formed into patties, which is really, really good. I use pork. Bye, Optrix. Have a wonderful weekend. What's with the space saucers? What? Okay, so here is our brioche dough. It's really, really fatty and rich. There's butter and eggs in it. So we need to flip this out onto the counter. It's pretty easy to work with since there is fat in it. It doesn't really stick to you too much, but you still do need just a little bit of flour. And I'm just gonna give this counter a quick wipe to make sure it's nice and dry and clean. The spices for the burger, honestly, Mister, you're gonna be pretty disappointed because I don't put really anything spice-wise into my burger. I literally just do salt and pepper. Do I live in the country? I wouldn't say so. I do live in like a smaller little town outside of the city. But I wouldn't consider it the country because like we're in a subdivision with houses. But it is very peaceful here. And a lot of people do have like their own little gardens or farms on their property. We definitely don't have, look at that, a big enough property to have a farm on it, but we do have a bunch of raised garden beds that we use. So it came out pretty clean. I think that looks okay. And then we need this to divide our dough. Just making sure that's not sticking too much. Man, Indog, I think I've read that same article and I'm just not falling for it. So this recipe only makes 6 buns. You can totally double it though if you want to have 12 buns. Buns are also awesome to make like egg sandwiches on the weekend. And you just want to make sure that all of the buns are divided to a very consistent size. So I think that looks pretty good. Because you want them to bake up nice and even too, right? So what I usually do is you need a little bit of friction on the counter. So we don't want that floured side down. And I'm gonna make like a little cage almost with my hand. And I'm gonna push with my thumb and then pull with the rest of my fingers. So take it in your hand, in your palm, push it, and then we're gonna pull it back. And just do a circular motion like that until you get nice, smooth dough. You like half-baked cookie dough? Hell yeah, so good. And yes, I am Herbalizer. I am in Canada. I'm on Vancouver Island. So that is our little brioche bun. That's all we're looking for. There's not too much of a seam under there, and you always want to do seam down so that when it proofs, you're not going to have that kind of open up on you. So putting that seam down kind of keeps everything together. Some of the burgers are going to be doubles. Yeah, they are. I'm just going to get a sheet pan, and you can line it with either parchment, or I'm going to use my silicone mat that's non-stick. Yeah, literally trapped in Canada with the bears. There has not been a more accurate statement. And make sure that you space out your buns enough, because when they bake up, obviously they're going to grow even more. Yeah, that's better view. Yeah, they're trapped in Canada with me. Now what? Oh, this was kind of a funny situation today. So I'm going to leave the hair salon. This was my first time ever going there. The salon, the owner is like, well, you're like my last client for the day. It's like 11 o'clock. She's like, I have this fig here that I'm trying to get rid of. She's like, I have a lot at home on the tree, and I've been trying to get rid of this. So before I go for the weekend, do you want this fig? I was like, hell yeah, I want that fig. I can't turn down free food. So there's that like small town mentality for you, right? So random. The Baked Baker Bakery. Oh man, Yoon. I wish. I honestly just don't think it's in the cards right now. Definitely more of like a long-term goal, but who knows? Maybe it'll just stay empty, and maybe things will work out. But it's just way too expensive. Like, that's a huge investment to commit to, especially with what I'm doing right now in my life. Just really don't think I'm ready for that. Like, I just kind of got out of that hectic restaurant lifestyle. So there's our buns. The next step here is to just cover it with a tea towel so that they don't dry out. You can also do plastic wrap, totally okay. And then we're gonna put them back into the oven just to keep them warm. And then we'll see them in an hour, and then we can bake them. Thank you for the follow, Robbie. So it's 3:30 now. That means at 4:30, those guys can go into the oven. Nike, you survived. Are you working weekends, Nike? Or do you still get weekends off? I think I might have missed something in chat too, guys. Let me catch up here while my hands were dirty. What would I have done with the haunted house? I think I would have done like a deli style thing with like really awesome homemade like deli meat. So like roasted turkey, roasted ham, beef. Sammy would do obviously some smoked meats. I would bake all the bread and the buns for it, and then probably just do like soups and stuff. Really, really simple food that I think with really fresh ingredients would be awesome. And that way it wouldn't be super expensive either, both for us and the consumer. Because where I live, we don't really have a good sandwich shop here. Like, all we have is Subway. There is not too much else to choose from. Car mechanic simulator, fun. Have fun, Indominus. Just gonna wash up my hands, and then it's time to make some burgers. They've gone through 4 or 5 dishwashers in a couple of months, and they all lasted 2 days. You just broke the record? Wow. Bringing me back to those restaurant days. Terrifying. Staffing a restaurant is so, so hard. Whoa, you're going to play outside? People do that still? The cheddar spinach dip recipe? It's a must. And I always like to portion my burgers on parchment on a sheet pan, and then we smash them on there. And then we can just put them into the fridge until we're ready to cook them up. So, other sheet pan. Let's just line it with some parchment. We might have to do 2 layers. Whoa, you're going to catch a salmon. Fun. All right, Chance. I will message you back in the whisper after the stream. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. So are we gonna get the restaurant? No. That's a lot of work to even attempt to get that restaurant. I mean, I definitely don't have $725,000 just sitting in an account to use. And it would take me a while. We would need to do a business plan first, figure out what we need. We need to check out the property, make sure it's okay, get everything inspected. And then you'd have to eventually convert the inside of that property to a restaurant, which also costs money. Then you need to buy the equipment to put into there, and then also the food. So there's a lot of steps involved to running a restaurant. And it definitely does not happen overnight. Okay, we're going down. I got my little assembly line here. I got my meat, my scale, and my parchment to put the burgers on. Oh, Indominus, it's a game called The Forest. Cool. What do you do in it? And I'm just going to cover my scale with plastic wrap. And that way you don't get your scale all beefy with raw meat. There's no cross-contamination happening. Fight cannibals and survive? What? Cannibals? That's scary. Okay, so like I said, around 6 ounces is what we're gonna make the patties. Switch this up. There we go. It's a horror survival game. I think I would enjoy that. Tell that to all the Turkish restaurants popping up. I believe it, Vune. They are like masters of opening up a restaurant. Okay, so all I'm doing, take your beef, kind of loosely ball it. Like that. That is like 6'3". So whenever you're portioning, I like to go like anywhere between the ½ ounce. So between 6 and 6.5 is totally fine. And then we're just gonna loosely ball it. Just pack it a little bit. If you don't do this, it will fall apart on you. But we're not gonna like slap it around or do anything mean like that. Treat your meat really nicely. So it's staying into a ball, and we're just gonna put that onto the sheet pan. Oh, what? Why didn't the menu update? Rar. Okay, give me a sec. Let me just enable and disable that command. I don't know why. Sometimes if I don't do that, it doesn't work. Okay, now retry. Yeah, this isn't even on the menu. Is she going nuts or what? That's right, Elvin. Slapping your meat is not the right thing to do. That's better, yeah. Throwing those curves balls on the Friday. Never know what might happen. I sound British a little. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Canada was claimed by British settlers. You can't beat a citrus salad. Oh my god, that was like the perfect pun. Yeah, she's Canadian, eh? From Canada. I feel like that's how it should be said. Is Vancouver like its own island? Yeah, Vancouver Island is its own island. It is like obviously the biggest island on the west coast of Canada, and then there's a bunch of little islands that kind of surround us as well. And we're gonna go visit one. It's called Salt Spring Island at the end of the month here. It's really small. They're famous for like their farms and the farmers market there. There's not much else there. A brewery, a couple of restaurants, that's about it. But it's a really beautiful place. It's mostly where all the hippies reside, for sure. And I'm okay with that. Things would have been better if the US conquered Canada in 1812. Yeah, the healthcare system would have been better. Totally. Yay, Nike. You know what? If you have good work ethic, you can pretty much do anything in a kitchen. Yes. Go on the line, grab your food, take care of yourself. Okay, so that tray's full. We don't want to crowd the burgers more than that because we're going to smash them and then they're going to spread out. So I do have another piece of parchment just beside me, and that's where I'll be putting the rest of the portion patties, which is probably only 2 more. I'm a former crime queen who fed my native homeland of England. Do I seriously sound British sometimes? You guys are crazy. Yassine, thank you for the follow and welcome in. So Nike, what's been the best thing you've eaten at work yet so far? This guy's gonna be a small one. Now this is gonna be a slider. This is like a Betty burger. How you dishwash, yeah, learn to breathe. What, through your mouth? Ugh, I remember sticking my hands in the dirty dishwater. The worst. Okay, so we can uncover our scale. It's still nice and clean. I'm just gonna go quickly wash up my hands and we'll finish these patties off. Really? Another person mentioned that I sounded British? It's the first I hear of it. Boop. You know what? I think I'm just gonna cover this with plastic to smash them. Might need 2 pieces, but you definitely want a little barrier between your burger and whatever you're gonna smash it with, which is usually the bottom of a pot for me. I've also used like big tomato cans previously at a restaurant to do this as well. That works well. And that way the tomato can, because it's rimmed at the bottom, kind of just like really forms your burger nicely too. So that's a good trick. They have amazing black beans and you put rice over them and some taco meat. Oh, hell yeah. Taco salad, the way to go. Yeah, I totally sound as British as Vune sounds Australian. Oh my god, foie stuffed burgers. That's some fancy stuff. I think that's a little out of my price range. And I don't know, honestly, if I would order a foie burger. I think it's like overrated. Like I would like my foie prepared with something a little bit more fancy than a burger. Okay. So just smash your patty, and how thick you want it is totally up to you. Keep in mind, the thinner you make it, the faster it's gonna cook. And if you like your burger a little bit medium or even more rare on the inside, keep it a bit thicker. And then you're able to control what you get cooked internally there. So something around, let's say, a 1/2 inch is a good place to start. But if you want like a double patty burger, I think it's better to make the patties thinner, because that way it's easier to eat. After your 90 days, they're gonna put you on prep. Yes, I love that. So happy you're in the kitchen. You're gonna do well there, Nike, for sure. They are definitely blessed to have you, or at least it seems that way. This is also a good way to like get your anger out if you really want to like smash it. Totally up to you, but this is what we're going for. Now we can just take, I only need this 1 layer off. You've never been to a beach. Oh shit. Yeah, totally, Elvin. Burgers are way more about simplicity. I am all about the beaches, which is why I live on the island, I think. I'm surrounded by water. Just might not be the best thing if we get a really big earthquake or something, but I'm willing to take that risk. Okay, there we go. So we got 7 proper sized burgers and then 1 baby patty, the snack patty, as one might call it. Oh no, get back on there. Triple patty burger, make each patty paper thin, yes. Plus, this is the important thing. The more surface area you have to cook your burger with, the more crust you'll get when you brown it up, and that way you get more flavor. So there is a method to this. Depends on what you're going for. Okay, there's our tray of burgers. I'm just gonna walk those over to the other fridge. Our pot is still nice and clean. Yay for that. And now we are moving on to slicing the cheese, the tomato, not the avocado yet. And then we will move on to our salad prep. Woohoo! Why would someone like their meat rare, uncooked? It's not a thing in Canada. Like, restaurants aren't even allowed to serve burgers under well done. even though we did it in Vancouver. Sam and I pushed those boundaries. And we just put on the menu, we're like, our burgers are served medium. If you want it cooked well done, please just let your server know. And a lot of people, I think, did enjoy this, but there was also a lot of people that were freaked out by it. So that's how it is in Canada, whereas I know in the States, you can order your burger however you want. And I think that's a really good thing, because I like my burger cooked medium, and that is why I grind my own meat. So I don't have to worry about any processes where some kind of bacteria could get into the ground meat. The 6 patties are for 1 burger. That's it. Okay, Hammy, I'm glad you asked that. So, okay, give me 1 sec real quick. I'm going to send you a whisper because Chance is sending me something as well. And I actually got access. So Canada Post has this thing called flex delivery, whereas like if you're not home or you don't want something sent to your house, they will set up a little P.O. box address for you, and then you just have to pick up your package at the post office. So this is a new thing, guys, is you guys can actually send me stuff now, and I'm not gonna worry about it coming to my house, and that way you won't know my actual address. So give me a sec and then I'll post the address to you. Obviously, don't put the cook with Caden because I just copied and pasted that. What is my restaurant called? I don't have a restaurant. I don't have a personal restaurant. I am working at a restaurant part-time though. It's called Wild Mountain, if you guys want to check it out. It's a slow food restaurant and certified organic, which really speaks to me. Yeah, maybe that's our caveman instinct. Okay, I will be right back, guys. Yeah, just send it to Canada and somehow they'll find me. There's not that many of us here. Okie dokes. I said that I don't have a restaurant, at least not yet. Hopefully a food truck eventually. What is slow food? Really good question. So slow food is any type of food where the ingredients are locally sourced, like first and foremost, and obviously seasonal as well. So our menu at the restaurant I work at changes daily, depending on what ingredients we get in fresh and what gets used up. So this is not a menu where if you run out of something, you can quickly have it there the next day. This is a menu where one day the fish dish is gonna have green beans on it, and maybe the next day if you go back, the fish dish is gonna have peas or squash or something else. Is it true that people can walk right into a Canadian's home and they're very welcoming? I think most Canadians are like that. I mean, you do get those few that are not like that at all. I think that's a really funny rumor about Canadians for sure. But we are very polite people. And I think we definitely like to show people how beautiful our country is. Wild Mountain. Yeah, Wild Mountain. Let's see if I can just search up this site. So at work, we also have a garden plot as well. So we got a lot of fresh herbs and veggies from there right on site, which is fun for me, especially since I'm doing prep. So I'm the one that gets to go pick all the herbs and the veggies that we need to process for the day. Hello, Lemon. You're lurking for a bit. Okay, sounds good. Okay. Let's get our cutting board back over here and start to prep up some veg. And then, like I said, later in stream, we'll be doing our trivia for some bones for me to give away afterwards. We're gonna have some fun on this Friday. Be good, camera. Don't be weird. Here's our cheese. Jalapeno, Monterey Jack. I was torn up between the Jack cheese and the jalapeno Havarti. I think either one melts really well, so it's totally up to you. Scat lurkin' and nappin'. I love that. That's how I want to spend my Friday. I do enjoy naps a lot. I guess this cheese block is proving difficult to get into, but I definitely don't get that many naps nowadays. Ain't nobody got time for that. Jalapeno Havarti. So good. Like, remember when Havarti cheese was all the rage? It was like, if you're trying to be like awesome and trendy, you're getting Havarti. And now it's like one of the most basic cheeses ever. I love the holes in it. I love the way it melts, and I love the flavor. What's the biggest thing you can send? I don't think there's a limit on what you can send. It just depends on how much you pay for shipping. So the bigger your package, the more you're gonna pay. So cheese slices for burgers. I like mine pretty thick. Probably around a 1/4 inch. And that way it doesn't melt too fast. Get that nice slow melt. But you don't want to go too thin either, because then your cheese slice is going to fall apart. And I'll probably do 2 of these per burger, or maybe we'll do 1.5. So we'll portion it up. Indominus, I posted the link a little bit up, wildmountaindinners.com. Smoked Gouda. I do have some of that in the fridge as well. But since we have the bacon already, I didn't want to make it overly smoky, because we do still have the avocado going on here. So you don't want to overpower those flavors. And smoked Gouda is pretty strong and smoky. Yeah, thunder. My mouth is like watering right now cutting this. I'm a cheese monster. You guys know this. Okay, so I think 1.5 is gonna be good. 2 might be overkill because these slices are pretty thick. So what do we need? We need minimum 6 portions of cheese. There's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Winning. Because I don't think I'll be able to cook 7 patties. So usually if I have leftovers, just wrap them up tight and then make like a breakfast burger the next day to use it up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm a cheese monster. You would use a thick slice. Hell yeah. Okay, there's all of our cheese portions. And we got our other bowl here for our tomato slices. I'm just gonna quickly wrap this up. Put it back in the fridge so it doesn't get too warm. Gotta take care of that cheese. I'm the cheese bandit. Monster bandit. Either way, she's wild. Yeah, it's so... Yeah, the restaurant is a little house that was converted, obviously, into a restaurant. So it's quite small. Inside, I think there might be 20 seats inside. And then we have some really nice white cedar picnic tables outside that I think can fit maybe up to like 15 more people, which is awesome when it's really warm. So that really adds a lot of customers, right? When they can sit outside like that. And because this tomato is really, really ripe, I'm not gonna use this knife. I actually find that serrated knives are the best when your tomatoes are really ripe, and they slice through tomatoes really well. Do I like Mexican cheese? Hell yeah, I do. I don't really have a cheese I don't like. You know, I've had some pretty strong cheeses that are just that, really strong. But those are okay in like small portions. I like to push my limits for sure. Chihuahua cheese. Do I like chilled veggies on a burger or room temp? I think I typically like chilled veggies. That way they stay more crisp. Because when they hit the hot burger, they kind of wilt or get warm, right? And then they get soft. Yeah, genetically modified. Like, what is this thing? Who knows? I'm going to cut off as little as possible off this little butt end. And it's also important to use big tomatoes if you're putting tomato on a burger. Check it, guys. It looks like a kidney or something, or like a liver or a heart. Very interesting. And Lemon can speak. I think this was you, Lemon, that said, after only putting one slice of tomato instead of two smaller ones, it really helps the burger stay together better. You're from the state of Chihuahua in Mexico? That is so cool. Sammy and I have started to kind of plan out a trip to Mexico in December. And we think we have found the spot we're going. It's gonna be really lovely. So obviously we're getting down to the stem part here, but I just felt it. Usually this is pretty woody, but this one is actually like more spongy almost. So I'm okay. I'm gonna cut one more slice if I can. Like I said, it's really ripe, so it's getting hard to do that. More like a lung. Can you send things like cans or bottles? Yeah, you should be able to. Will I be saving seeds? Yeah, you know what? I think I do want to start that process. Obviously, I have time to do that since I do go to the farm quite often. Okay, that's as far as we're going for that. Just put our 2 butt ends on the bottom. I doubt anyone's gonna use that piece, and I think I want to cut out just that little stuff around the center. That's not really nice looking. But it's definitely still edible. You'd go to Mazatlan. We are planning on going to the Mayan Riviera. I've been before once. I think when I was 19, I went with my family to a all-inclusive. It was okay. It wasn't the best. Definitely indulged in all the free drinks and food, but we're gonna do something a little bit more expensive. And we're gonna do like an adults only resort, so I don't have to worry about crazy kids and stuff. Not that I hate kids, but I like to relax and not worry about having sand kicked in my face and listening to kids crying or squealing. I sound like such a kid hater. So the resort is called El Dorado. And the reason, number one, that we're going to this resort is because it has the best food. My parents have stayed there before, so they can vouch for that. And it is just really beautiful. And we actually know a chef that has cooked there before. He did a little event for Canadian beef, which is really cool. So he said it was awesome. And this chef has actually worked at Noma as well before. So if he says that the resort food is great, then I'm totally trusting him. Okay, let's put our tomato in the fridge. There's El Dorado Drive in St. Louis. Love it. Okay, let me just wash the cheese off of my knife. And then we're moving on to salad stuff. You said Noma in chat? I didn't even catch that. Yeah, and now Noma comes up. Boom. Okay, let me catch up on our list. Made the bun dough, chilled the grinder, prepped the beef and made the patties, sliced the cheese and tomato. We already divided the buns. So now we can move on to setting up a steamer for our beets. Bring those beauties over here. So we got a white beet, which, like I said earlier, I don't know if I've cooked a white beet before. And then this little red guy. You said my restaurant was Noma. Yeah. If only. It's a place in my dreams. So the way a steamer works, obviously you put water in the bottom, but you don't want the water to touch your vegetables as it steams them. So make sure that your water is far enough down, and you can totally top up the water if you feel like it's getting too low or it's gonna run out. It doesn't happen for probably at least an hour, but these guys will probably take around half an hour to 40 minutes, and we're gonna steam them whole. So let me pour some water into this pot and get it heating.
Burgers?
Burgers!
Burgers!
Sammy!
Caitlin!
What is that?
Hey, there's a shmoo here. Shmoo!
You guys are like, what is shmoo? That means gosh.
Get here. Get here. Hi. Hi, how are you? How are you? Hey, how are you? Hey. Hi.
Turn this guy onto high. Get it heating up. Now all we're gonna do is cut the tops off of the beets. So these are really nice. Like there's barely any blemishes in the stem. And these beet tops are awesome looking. And I usually save them. You can braise them like any kind of green, like kale. There was a little bug there. Or I also take the stems out and just put the greens in my smoothies. Blend them up kind of like spinach. Look at that color, so red. Yeah, you can totally use the beet tops if they look good. Obviously, if they're like this, just throw it away. But most of these are really nice.
Your castor sugar for drinks.
I was wondering what that was for. So apparently Sammy's making drinks.
No, you're making drinks.
Apparently I'm making drinks. So we ordered some castor sugar. Yesterday we got salts, today we got sugar. Now it's everywhere. Who is Sam? Whoa, no way, your name is Sam too? Sam is my boyfriend. There's so many bugs crawling out of here. Okay, literally a white beet. Albino, that's what we'll call it. The albino beet. And now these aren't gonna go into the steamer until it starts to steam. I already did wash them, and we're gonna leave the skin on. And then after it's cooked, we can peel the skin off, and that way it's a lot easier and you don't get as much waste. So we'll put those aside. Oh, it's not like a ton of beet either. All the other ones in the garden are pretty small still, so I don't want to pull them prematurely. I'm gonna get as much yield as I can out of them. Good night, Vune. Have a wonderful weekend, man, and once again, good luck with your test, even though I don't think you'll need it. I think you speak English better than me sometimes. Okay, moving on to our citrus. So we got a grapefruit and a couple of Valencia oranges. And then I suppose I can take out the greens to wash, because that's going to be our next step here anyways. The command is uptime, guys. Uptime. And I'm not going to use this big knife for segmenting. It's a lot easier to use a paring knife. 1 hour, 42 minutes already. And I'm just going to get a little bit of hone-in action on here. You need a really sharp knife to do this properly. Otherwise the segments kind of just fall apart. Man, I still got little bugs crawling on here. It's the garden stuff for you. Yeah, uptime. Should change it to that, Elvin. It's true. It is 4:12. Even though it says 4:10 on the clock, I lost 2 minutes somewhere. So to segment your citrus, you need to cut off both ends, but I cut it off to where you can see the fruit. So we'll do one more really thin slice, like that, just so you can see the fruit. Hey, Chris, what's up, man? Welcome in. Yeah, some nice looking citrus. Thank you. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, you're 3 hours in the future. Who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah, it's grim. All of the delicious food has been eaten. And now that we have our flat surfaces, we need to gently peel off the outer skin, trying to take off as much as the white stuff, the pith, and obviously leaving as much as the fruit as possible intact. Sammy, what are you doing? Sammy's doing crazy stuff.
Just say hi.
Okay.
Camera's pointing down, so let's go down.
So
Say
something
hi.
like that is not the best, but this slice was really good. And if it's your first time, just go slow. It's much easier to like come back and trim that off than to waste a bunch of the fruit on the skin still. Chris, how did your pasta turn out from your stream the other day? I'm a huge fan of making pasta at home, so that was really awesome for me to drop my people off to you while you were doing that. There's a stupid gnat flying around. Yeah, the fruit flies have been bugging me as well. I think I'm up to like 3 in here. But it's definitely better here than Vancouver. Vancouver, like, you literally get an infestation. So gross.
So bad.
Hey, Scat. Still learning, but progress. Awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of anything with cooking and life is practice makes perfect.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
It's true.
Improper practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect.
Wise words from Sammy. It is one thick rind, hey? Like, the size of the grapefruit before compared to this. So now, if we look at this, we need to slice in between all of the layers of the grapefruit, and then we just want to take out the segment. So it's not going to have anything tough on it. Really easy to eat. That's your coffee. You called this an orange? Now we're moving on to the oranges. Looks pretty nice. Nice and juicy. This is an orange nachos. If you didn't know, now you know. Looks like a lemon. Man, you guys are wild today. Calling grapefruits oranges and oranges lemons? Where did we go?
Narnia.
Narnia. Through the wardrobe. Sammy, you want to tell your
Yes,
story?
I'm going to tell you a story.
Sammy's telling a funny Narnia story.
So I'll tell you a funny Narnia story. So Kayla and I were on our way to Vancouver, and I called my dad up.
When we were moving from Alberta.
Yeah, so we were driving from Edmonton to Vancouver. I drove pretty much from 5 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. Anyways, I phoned my dad when we get to close to the ferry terminal here in Vancouver. And I was like, my dad was like, where are you guys at? I'm like, Narnia. He's like, I can't find that on the map. And I was like, oh, it's right behind the closet.
And they're just like, what?
And I was like, I really can't find that. And that was funny.
We got him. You guys know where Narnia is?
Where's Narnia?
Whoa, Jim. Welcome back, man. Thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. And now...
Your name is Sam?
You got
That's
a
awesome.
sub badge.
Is it just Sam or Sammy or Samuel?
Yeah, his name is just Sam.
Yeah,
There's
just
no
Sam.
Samuel.
You guys are lucky you call me Sammy.
Yeah, usually it's only me that calls
It's
him
true.
Sammy.
It's true. This coffee is amazing.
Thanks, Sammy.
My feet are
Samuel,
hurting.
Sam, and Sammy. He just hits all of the Sams.
Oh man.
He's taking them all.
Took
Take
'em
what
all?
you can get. Jim, how's it going, man? How's life? Happy Friday. What?
So your dad picks up the jalapeno Havarti when we were in Costco to grab the feta and stuff. He's like, this would be really good on the burgers, but he's already at home.
Your middle name is Eugene, the same as your grandfather. You were born on his birthday. That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Mine is Dustin.
Yeah, Dusty.
Dustin.
Hell yeah, we got Yahtzee in here.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, awkward moment when he actually finds Narnia. Imagine Thunder.
That'd be awesome. Honey, I found Narnia.
And I want to find Narnia.
That'd be so much fun. Maybe a centaur.
Oh, what were we talking about the other day? Oh, we were saying, imagine doing VR one day and then
Joking?
actually getting stuck in the spot you're doing VR at. Be
Oh,
like,
we were
I
talking about
can't
this
get
morning
out.
when I was
Yeah,
talking about
or
the
this
GoPro.
morning.
Yeah.
It was either this morning or last night. Imagine doing VR and then being like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this world. And they're like, just take off the glasses. I can't.
Can't take off the
I'm
glasses.
stuck. Hey, the steamer's coming up to a boil. We're coming up to 420. You guys know what to do if you participate. I'm going to stick with the coffee. But to each their own.
I'm gonna do the other one.
Jim, after I rated Chef, you can't stop watching it. Awesome. Gotta spread that love around Twitch. Okay, so now this is the difficult part. Yachts, just cracked open your first beer. Perfect. It's about that time. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You're not called Sammy anymore because you're 13. Yeah, you're a grown man. Time for the serious business. So obviously some segments are going to be smaller than others. This one is really thin. But the best part about this today is that you're usually left over with this like obvious shell with the center of the orange and then those little pieces of skin that we're not cutting out. We're going to juice that today and put it into our dressing. So nothing is really being wasted. I feel like that's important because otherwise segmenting is pretty wasteful. We ain't got no one, Elvin. We'll just pretend like nothing is wrong and keep segmenting. So that is why we segment. Because you're going to get those stringy pieces that usually envelop the outside of the citrus, which is chewy. And you don't want that in your salad. But since we're using it, I'll just set that aside for now. Okay, this guy is a boiling. Let's put our beets in here. And I'm going to set a 20-minute timer to start. We'll just check them at that time to see how much time we might need to add if the beets aren't aren't tender yet. I think this grapefruit has seen better days. And this piece is a little bit weird. So if you're kind of unsure where to segment, you can usually peel beside that piece of skin and it'll just let go. But like I said, you're gonna get some that are really small. And I think I'm just gonna save that for juice, since it's just gonna fall apart in the salad anyways. I think the orange is gonna be a lot easier to segment than this grapefruit. This grapefruit is definitely a couple weeks old now. So it's not as fresh as it could be. Guess who's token after they eat tonight? Nike's gonna dabble in it. Thunder, not you. Fair enough. Yeah, free laughs for everyone. You were pretty funny yesterday. I will say that. Just gotta enjoy life, man. This grapefruit is very unstructured compared to the orange. Like, you can easily see in between each segment, whereas this grapefruit is weird. I don't know what happened to it. It's doing its own thing. The fruit looks delicious. Thanks, man. Fruit is just really refreshing in the summertime as well. It's great in salads, obviously by itself, with desserts. There's a lot of options you can go. You're on that sour D. My go-to is Pink Kush. And what else do I have? I also have one called Bay Dream, which is really good. Okay, I'm just gonna put that aside. Just turn down this steamer a little bit. Just put all the stuff for juicing into here. Blue power. Scat, I need to move. It ain't legal in your state. Dang. Like, it's not legal in Canada, but we definitely still have access to it in BC. It's kind of weird. So look how nice the orange segments compared to the grapefruit. Way, way easier. And that might have something to do with how fresh it is too. Yeah, Yahtzee, I don't let that stop me. Perfect. It's true. It's true, Nike. Apparently October is the month that everything's gonna happen. Hey, Armored. Rook. Yeah, this is raw chicken. You've never seen this version before? You guys are missing out. I haven't fed the schmoopoo yet.
I fed her.
Okay, that's why she was barking?
No, your mom got hold of the bike.
Okay.
She was barking. I fed her when I got home. Took care of her.
Thanks, Sammy. That's why she loves you more than me. Molded pate. Ugh.
Dinner gonna be at 6 or before 6?
Probably before. The buns can go in the oven in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for like right now.
Don't even.
Don't even.
Don't leave, Sammy. You gots to stay. Bye, Hammy. Thanks for everything. Hope you have a good weekend. Dead neonatal mice. Terrifying. Except it kind of did look like that, hey? The grapefruit. Weird. Okay, so like I said, guys, we can turn on the oven after this, after we finish this one, so that we can start to bake the buns. So those take about 15 minutes, and you want a minimum 15 for them to cool off before you slice them as well. So I know everyone's about those warm buns, but if you slice it while they're still warm, they're not going to turn out as fluffy. Yeah, snake food. That was the first thing that came to my mind. A weird little looking baby mouse. Yeah, some viewers are already baking. What? Thanks, Lemon. I mean, they're not the most perfect. If I was to be picky, I would take all of that off. But since it's cooking for my family, you don't have to be that picky, because then you're just being a little bit wasteful too. Yeah, warm buns over here. Indominus, your dog just put his head in your lap. So cute. I love doggos. And I believe the buns bake at 350. But definitely need to take them out of the oven while it's preheating. And that's what we're looking at. So they haven't actually gotten that big yet. They did grow in size though from when we laid them on the tray, and I feel good about this. And they will grow when they bake as well. Let me just double check the recipe here. 375, so I'll just bump this up a bit. So we got 8 minutes until the oven's ready. Doggos are the best. I want to have my own island of doggos. Elvin. That's called a hot dog. I did, Rook. I did. Did you notice? This is like the most styled my hair has been in a long, long time. I mean, usually I don't style my hair living here because it's just so humid. And because my hair is really curly, it doesn't really stay straight or styled for that long. It's got a mind of its own. I do have a dog. It's a family dog. She's just upstairs right now, but she usually comes down and says hi to everyone at some point in the stream. She likes to have snacks. Hey, Sean. You got a bunch of blueberries. You want me to make a blueberry pie for you? I'm thinking apple pie is going to be coming up on the menu. But guess what? I already have a crust made and frozen that I get to use up. So the hard part is pretty much already done. Yeah, it honestly is quite a bit shorter. She's like, the stylist is asking me, she's like, so how much can I take off so that you don't get upset at me after it's all done? I was like, honestly, just take off as much as you need to make it really healthy again. I think she took off about 4 or 5 inches. And you know what? It feels good. I mean, it'll keep me cooler in the summer for sure. Pretty cool hairstylist. So she told me that she has opened a restaurant at one point as well. But she's like, I was like, did you like it? She's like, not at all. She's like, it was so hard. I'm like, yep. Everyone thinks it's so easy. Humid Canada, yeah, does not compute. American apple pie. What's the difference? I'm gonna make the pie from the apples that we picked from our tree in the backyard. The crust is the main reason you don't usually bake pies. I know. The crust is so stressful. It's like one of the most important parts of the pie. But once again, practice makes perfect, right? If you need any pointers, Sean, just let me know. Feel free to like whisper me if you need to. I can definitely verbally help you. Pretty good at explaining how things should be done. Okay guys, finally, we're on that last segment. Woohoo! Look at all this juice on the board though, too. Be ashamed to waste that. Just make it crisp. Yeah, that's way easier. It's true, Armored. You're making money in your kitchen tonight. What? Why do you need a new doggo emote? You need like an updated version of Pendleton? Crisp with homemade ice cream. Hell yeah. Okay, so we still gotta toast some almonds, which we will put in the oven when the buns go in. Really, really easy. They usually take around 5 to 7 minutes, obviously depending on the temp of your oven. I usually like to toast nuts anywhere between 350 and 400. If you go any higher than that, I feel like the nuts will burn faster than like properly toasting. They are still pretty delicate. Okay, there's that. We still got to prep our greens for the salad as well. And then, just so I don't forget, I'm just gonna pull out some figs. But we're not gonna cut those until a little bit later for the salad. I think I'll do 4. I think that will complement everything really nicely too. The figgies, I know we're not making figgy pudding. Oh, thanks, Lemon. I've gotten a lot of compliments on the badges today, so that makes me feel good. Yeah, Solid really understands what I want all the time. He's really fun to work with. Okay, all of the coffee has been consumed. Let's start to deal with this lettuce, which is not in the best shape. I'm not even gonna fully pull it out of this bag because I know it's just gonna mess up my board. And I'm gonna cut up pretty far because I'm gonna plant this in the garden. And because the roots are still on it, it is going to keep growing lettuce. Just you can't cut it too far down. So if you hit the root, it won't regrow. But as long as there is greenery like that, it will regrow. You obviously don't want any of these kind of slimy things on there. But I will clean that up after the stream. But yeah, pretty sad looking lettuce. It's not too far gone though. Yes, Rook. Chef Doggo. To the rescue. Okay, that was for our buns. So real quick, why don't I get a pan out for our almonds as well? And do everything at the same time. It's all about multitasking. So I have sliced almonds. So these are gonna toast up pretty fast. Yeah, the butter lettuce is usually only the living lettuce in the store, but I was so pumped to see them come out with this. And so these are just blanched as well. So to put a little bit more flavor, we're gonna toast these guys up. Nachos, that used to happen to Rook all the time. Anytime the oven beeped, he would look at the microwave. I love how I can get you guys like that. So just kind of spread them out. We'll give them a mix every couple of minutes to make sure they toast evenly. Planning on going back once you know in which conditions and season it would grow. Yeah, lettuce is more of definitely a summertime thing. I'm just gonna readjust my oven wrap real quick. And the buns, we will set a 7-minute timer, which I guess we have 2 minutes on there. So when that goes off, we'll just add 5. Then we'll check the buns. That will be about halfway through. Spiced apple rings. Yum. Okay, you know what I might do is just leave this like this and just chop the top part off since most of it looks like it's gone. That's it. She gone. R.I.P. lettuce. R.I.P. Traditional Mexican sandwich, like a torta. I love tortas. Chorizo and cheese. Get in my belly. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Definitely threw some away, but I thought it would be way more slimy and gross. We can do it. Just grabbing the salad spinner. We gotta wash this up and then dry it. Chorizo and egg. I don't know, I've never been a fan of the egg in the torta, but at the same time, I've never really tried it. It just kind of like freaks me out, I guess. I'm scared that it would ruin it for me. Ah, a chimita. Is that the same thing as a torta? minutes is what we want. And that was the timer for our beets originally. So the way that I check to see if they're done is just to poke it with a paring knife. And obviously if it slides through to the center really easily, then they are cooked and you can take them out of the steamer. But usually these take around half an hour, 40 minutes. And yep, we'll definitely need probably 15 to 20 more minutes.
Buns in the oven.
It's true, Sammy, it's true.
Not that kind of part of the oven though.
Nope.
Let us
Vegan.
wash some lettuce.
Yeah. Means we're gonna have more lettuce in the garden. Lettuce.
Oh yeah. I gotta show everyone this cool frog I've seen today.
The cool what?
Frog.
Frog?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be real.
that's not real. There was this cool frog that I seen at one person's house today.
It's glass?
Super legit. Yeah, it's glass.
I like the
It's
eyes.
really awesome. Yeah, the eyes pop in the camera light.
Tris found a real frog and he posted in Discord the other day. It looked really similar
well
to that.
dang.
Yeah, that's why I got excited. I was like, another frog? We love frogs.
What? How would chat feel about doing the Harry Potter castle on stream? Or the Harry Potter...
Tell me more, Sam. Spit it out. What you need?
We should do the Harry Potter Lego on stream.
Guys, should we do a Lego building stream? Type Y or N in chat.
It's gonna be yes.
And if you're wondering what Lego set it would be the Hogwarts castle that they just came out with.
It's not out yet. Only for VIP people.
Well, we're VIP.
Yeah.
Wow, Nike. Before I even say it.
This thing right there.
It's legit. But look at the price.
No,
Oh,
you can't
God.
look at the price.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't look at the
Never
price.
look at the price. Treat yourself.
Sammy says treat yourself. Like, can you guys justify paying that for Lego? They've gotten so expensive.
Look at the scenes we could do.
I know, it's so epic.
Like, look at that.
Legos are for amateurs. Yeah, make it with dominoes. Then tell me more.
Yeah, let's go back to your cooking screen.
Why?
Figure out how to show it.
Oh, okay. He's getting de-stinkified.
You stay.
Okay. Here's our second head of lettuce. Sifted through. The worst. Castle build off Harry Potter versus Disney. I like that. Are they still selling the Disney Castle? And did you guys see that they came out with the James Bond Aston Martin for a little Lego set too? It's pretty epic. Yeah. Rip can smell him in Texas. Ooh-wee. Stanky Sammy. Okay, just washing up our lettuce. Our timer is counting down from like 20 seconds right now. And we'll check out our buns and also the almonds. Hopefully they're not burnt. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the thing when you toast nuts in the oven, is you gotta really watch them. Because they're so oily, they can burn really fast. And that would be a shame. Indominus. We're a cute couple. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, watch very carefully. I think that was like the perfect amount of time. Maybe a little bit more. So obviously the outside always toasts a little bit faster, but they're also going to carry over cooking a little bit. So as they cool down, they're still going to cook a touch. So I don't think I want to go any further than that. Nice golden brown is what we're looking for. And then here are our bunners, which these guys are touching. So I'm just going to move them over. But so far so good. This one is pretty funny. I don't know why that happened to this seam underneath. Till she lets loose on the toilet. Yeah, that's fair, Thunder. That is fair. So let's do 7 more minutes for those, like they're supposed to be. And then we'll check them again. We'll let those almonds cool off. Okay. So now that our lettuce is clean, we can spin it, get all the water off of it so that the dressing can stick on. You're the best kid in your school. You never got in trouble. You've never had any discipline in your entire school year. You're really good then. You should be proud of that. Stay focused. Yeah, the bun lost a knife fight. Oh, you just wait, dog. Poor bun won't even know what hit it. Yeah, totally, Nike. We are definitely at that level. It's how you stay productive. It's called multitasking. So now we're using the fancy salad bowl today. Grandma's little pottery bowl that she gave me. I always like to kind of tear up the bigger pieces of lettuce. I don't know what sounds yelling from the shower. Too much info. iHeartRadio app on PS4. It's the good China. Yeah, totally. I love hand-me-downs. I don't even use Spotify. I'm all about the Apple Music. Okay, we have one more head of lettuce to clean. But like, look how much water we just spun out of there. Craziness. Sorry, Alvin. You don't have enough bones. Rook, you only listen, or sorry, Nike, you only listen to Christian music. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah. I will be planting these guys in the garden after stream today. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. Yeah. Terrifying things going on with this head of lettuce. Very, very terrifying. I think I'm going to split it in half. And once again, just trim the tops off where it's really bad and wilty. Oh man, they're gambling again. Watch out, world. Yeah, not enough bones. Time for some sacrificing. The frisee seems to stay pretty good though. I have to say that. Compared to the other lettuce in this trio. It's just a little bit more hearty, I guess. What do we got on the timer? 1 minute 45. Oh yeah, R.I.P. Aretha. That's crazy. Okay. Done. Done sifting. We have now filled up the compost with shoddy lettuce. You like burnt cheese, Nike? I think crispy cheese is good, but burnt cheese is like one of the worst burnt flavors in my opinion, and smells as well. Like when someone burns cheese in a restaurant, oh man, really, really bad. Almost as bad as like burnt toast. Yeah, let's say it depends on the cheese, for sure. Okay, 20 seconds left on our buns. And we'll finish washing up the lettuce. And we'll check our beets. Those are looking good. Put some nice color on there. What does it say? It says 14 to 18 minutes. So we've done, what, 15 minutes? Maybe I'll just turn off the oven and leave them in there for a minute or two. Burnt toast smell is nostalgic. Or it means you're having a stroke. Either or, though. Spinning, going wild, interstellar. Oh, thanks, Nike. I'm glad you like the badges. Gotten lots of compliments today. I was just worried about how the knives would look with the background, but everyone seems to be loving them, so I am okay with this. Yeah, you weren't having a stroke when you first smelled it at your grandparents' house when I was little. It reminds me of my grandparents too, for sure, Jim. 1 once made diamonds out of toast in the oven. That is terrifying. How did it not light on fire? You make my head of lettuce spin. And if Optrix were here, he would love that pun. Okay, now the buns can cool. Move over, almonds. We got some buns coming in. Oh, you're gonna make some pancakes Sunday. Yum. Guys, what's your favorite thing to put into pancakes? Like, obviously blueberry is always a good go-to. Or raspberry. Banana is a really good one. Thank you, Jack Johnson. And the other one I really like is cheddar cheese grated. Put on top of the pancakes and it kind of gets crispy. And I always put some jam on top. Sweet and savory kind of deal going on. Your nacho cheese is ready yet? No, it's just my oven. Crazy, crazy oven. May put peanut butter chips. Oh my god. Oh, green onion pancakes. That's a really good one too.
What happened with the oven?
What?
You okay?
Yeah? Why? What happened?
I thought you said crazy oven.
Yeah, making people look at their microwaves when it beeps. Yeah, chocolate chip pancakes are so decadent.
So good. Making pancakes, making pancakes.
Strawberry jam, Seth, for sure. Okay, guys, we'll be here if you need to go. So now we can start to plate our salad by setting up our orange segments all over it and some grapefruit as well. I think it's going to be nice and colorful. You probably won't even really be able to see the greens once everything is on here, which in my opinion is the best. Lettuce is just the filler. It's all the toppings that are important. They are figs, Nike. Good eye. So those are the figs I brought home from the farm yesterday. And I wasn't really planning on bringing them home. So I didn't originally plan on putting them in this salad, but I think they would go really well with everything. Okay, I think that's enough for the citrus. We'll leave the rest for some snackies. I'm just gonna go wash these up and we'll slice them. The beets should almost be ready in the steamer, and then all we have to do is let them cool for a couple of minutes and then we can peel them up and portion them and put them onto the salad. The farm is big. I don't know the exact size of it, but my guess would be maybe 7 acres, 7 or 8 acres. So it's pretty big. Did I try any of yesterday's cookies today? I haven't yet. But yeah, definitely we'll have to see how they changed. I think the cookies are better while they're warm. So like a little heat up would be perfect. Guys, look at this. Perfection. I don't know if that's gonna focus for you. Looks so good. Yeah, pay me yesterday for a cookie today. And we're just gonna quarter these. I need to try one as well. Not that sweet. I think figs are awesome when you pair them with like something sweet and savory. You need that contrast.
Cookies still taste great.
Sammy says cookies are great.
They're actually better today.
Oh, you heard it here first.
I think so.
They're better today. They got more moist.
They just firmed up.
Fig Newton mystery solved. Oh my gosh, Fig Newtons are so good. I ate those all the time when I was young.
Yep.
But like, why did I stop eating them? That's the thing. It's like they're a pretty solid thing to snack on.
I think they stopped making them when Nutri-Grain came in.
I believe they still sell Fig Newtons.
Do they?
Yeah, pretty sure. Nutri-Grains were out while Fig Newtons were a thing. Okay, you've never had a fresh fig before. So the texture is actually like really soft and mushy. And those little like kind of hairs that you see in there, they're kind of like little seeds. So they pop in your mouth a bit.
Exactly.
The flavor is earthy, a little bit sweet, and maybe a little bit tart. These are figs. So these are fresh figs. They are ripening everywhere here on the island, whoever's growing them. And most people are selling them for around like $10 a dozen. So they're not cheap, and they're definitely a seasonal thing. And if you enjoy them, then you will spend money on them for sure. Yum. No, the cookies were covered. Yeah, I just kept them in a freezer bag so that they stayed fresh. Yas Rook. Got all of those emotes. Okay, so all we need left on the salad is to put our beets, and then we'll top them with the toasted almonds. Let's put this aside for now. Go over and see how tender our beets are. So I think the smaller one is definitely done. And actually, so is the big one. Awesome. So let's shut that off. Take them out so that they can cool. Ta-da! And then we should easily be able to peel them as well. We got some hot steamy beets. You would hate figs. Yeah, they are definitely something that are an acquired taste, I would say. I feel like a lot of expensive food things are like that. Okay, so we gotta move on to our salad dressing. Segmented the citrus, we prepped our greens, toasted the almonds. So all we have left, like I said, is to peel and quarter the beets or make them a little bit smaller. Make the dressing. We baked our buns. Then we just gotta slice the avo, cook the bacon and the burgers. Salad dressing is as follows. So I'm gonna use a little bit of white wine vinegar in here as well. Roulette needs to die. Rock, paper, scissors, that would be a fun one. Yeah, we're gonna squeeze all of the juice out of this stuff, so we're not gonna waste anything. So half a cup of white wine vinegar, or actually a little bit less, I think, because we're gonna get quite a bit of citrus juice. And since there's grapefruit, it's not gonna be as sweet. And then I'm gonna do half and half olive oil and vegetable oil, just so the olive oil flavor is not as strong. The dressing will taste a little bit lighter. And I like to do a grainy Dijon mustard in there when I pair it with something with beets. But if you don't have grainy Dijon, regular is fine as well. And mustard actually helps with the emulsification of a dressing. So it'll make it stay together a lot better. And then to contrast all of our acidity, just a little bit of honey. And then obviously salt and pepper. And I like to make my dressing in these containers because these are 2-cup containers. So I find it easy to measure out my acid and oils in this. So I'm gonna start by doing the citrus juice, and then we can top up with the white wine vinegar. Let me just grab that. A spinning game that has different amounts of points on each part, and whatever you land on, you get that much, and you pay 15 bones to play. Is that an actual game with Stream Elements? We're juicing, guys. I think we can put another thing in here. Bump it up. Yeah, you don't know, but it would be a good game. It might exist. I think there are a couple different games that you can actually play with the points. This is kind of messy, but I am okay with this. I'd rather not be wasteful. I don't know if this is like the best route to do to get the juice out. Maybe blending it and straining it would be better. Yeah, we're mixing the orange and grapefruit juice. And I like to do equal parts acid and oil for my dressings, so they're a little bit more tangy and tart. Eating nachos is messy too, but let's be real, yeah, it's always worth it in the end. I like how this just kind of sticks onto the bottom. Okay, get the last little bit in here. We're gonna get quite a bit of juice from here. That's pretty impressive. I see a little seed snuck into there somehow. Make sure I take it out. Okay, there we go. Looks like we got around half a cup of citrus juice. Just grabbing the mustard from the fridge. I'm gonna do this so we have 3/4 of a cup of acid. Maybe even closer to 1. Then we'll match that with our oils. So I like to use grapeseed as my vegetable oil. It's really nice and neutral. Where is the 2-cup line? It's this bottom line here. And it looks like it's almost that time to turn on some lights in here for you guys too. This is some thick mustard. Can't even shake it. A couple teaspoons of this. Since Sammy's not a huge mustard fan. And then our honey. You don't have to use honey though, you can just use sugar too. When is trivia? It should be pretty soon here. I mean, after this, all we have to do is cook up the burgers and the bacon. So that'll be pretty quick. I love when people come out and actually say what they do. Thanks for that, Nachos. I know, you can assume a lot from someone's username on Twitch. And it's usually incorrect to do that. So a couple teaspoons of honey as well. Hey Rush, how are you? Happy to see you here on Friday for me. How has work been? Okay, now probably need a teaspoon of salt. Whenever you have that much oil, you definitely need to season it. Because oil really coats your palate. And it can get really rich if you don't add any seasoning to it. You were drunk and hungry when you made your account. That is funny. Fresh ground pepper. Yay, Rash. I don't know if this thing works, actually. Guys, a new pepper grinder, I think, is in order. Oh, there we go. It's like, nah, I'm just kidding. I'll work again. Something is wrong, though. There's, like, nothing coming out of here. R.I.P. Pepper grinder. Okay, now... gotta put a lid on here. And then we're just gonna give this a little shake. I think I want... this is not the right lid for this container. Couple different styles of these containers. Maybe this one? Yeah. You need that snap. You used a baby bin for the towel? See how our honey is stuck there at the bottom? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Looks like a takeout soup bowl. Yeah, these are called deli containers. Pretty much every restaurant has these to portion their food. And they are so handy to have at home too because they stack up really nice. Obviously, they're like almost like a measuring cup. So you can get them in 1 cups, 2 cups, and 4 cups. Just trying to stir that honey into here. It's pretty crystallized though. So I might have to just put a touch of heat on this dressing, like maybe 10 seconds in the microwave, just so that we can really mix that honey in. Do you have a bee farm? Because that would be nice. I do not, but we did have bees when we worked at the restaurant in Vancouver. They were literally just in the parking lot. It was pretty cool. So that is where this honey is from, and that's why it's kind of crystallized like that. Should be good. You use baby bibs all the time. Nike's a big baby. Yeah, it was at a brewery. And they had this program in Vancouver called Hives for Humanity. So if a restaurant was interested in having bees and housing them and taking care of them, then you can be a part of that. And then obviously the different areas of the city, the bees would produce different flavored honey depending on the flowers that they would pollinate, I guess. Okay, that looks better. Maybe as it sits, it will dissolve a little bit more, but I need to give this a quick taste. Quite nice. I think it just needs a touch more white wine vinegar. The sweetness is good though. Citrus juice is really fresh. You don't really taste the mustard at all. So that is that. Okay, our beets are cooled off now. You changed your name. Welcome in, Sam. You're that Sam. You're the old INT Sam. You're gonna see if they can do that in the States. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Okay, well, we're gonna get to peeling beets, which gets a little bit messy with the red beets. I'm gonna put some gloves on to protect myself. You know, if I eat chips, you know what chips I like? I'm gonna guess dill pickle. Doritos. Let's peel the white beet first. So the skin should literally just come off like that. And that way, peeling this one first, we won't get it all yucky with the red beet color. You want to have a bee farm? Because that would be cool. Yeah. I mean, as long as you like working around bees. I put on a bee suit once. It was really fun. A little bit scary at first to be around all those bees, but after a few minutes, I got comfortable. You've never tried beets? I love beets so much. They're sweet, they're earthy. I think they go well with a lot of things. There's not a ton of different ways to prepare them. And I might actually just cut them up in here. Just let me rinse my hands for a sec. I don't want to mess up my cutting board with the color. Beet farms are better. Oh, beet chips. Yeah, so good. Okay, I'm going to cut this guy in half. I know, guys, I'm putting my knife on metal. How dare I? But this is a cheap paring knife, so I am okay with this. And then I think we're just gonna do like little wedges to kind of match the citrus. Whenever you don't like what your mom is cooking, you just make chicken. There's a lot of different ways to cook chicken though and make it tasty. Yeah, stay salty, my friends. I'm gonna try and not touch the white beet to the red beet so that the color stays pure. Zucchini and squash chips in the dehydrator. Yes, Rook. Man, I still need a dehydrator. It's like the one piece of equipment we don't have yet. That and a vacuum sealer. I didn't see what chip you like. Wait, you said it? I missed it? Ruffles all dressed. Hell yeah. That's my favorite chip. Not even joking. Sammy can vouch for that.
It's true.
And I think the other favorite, which you guys don't really have access to, this is a Canadian thing, is ketchup chips. Yeah, Indominus, you need to eat more veggies. Vegetables help your body really digest those fats better. You need that fiber to kind of get everything flowing. Okay, there we go. Get rid of our beet skins. How good does this look though, guys? It's the texture, yeah. That is so hilarious. I don't know. I don't know, Lemon. What grade they're in. Okay, so now we just gotta put our beets around the salad. Like I said, we probably won't really see the greens after everything is put on here. Oh, Herbalizer, you are still here. Why don't you try putting your vegetables into like a smoothie? And that way you won't have that texture. It'll just be blended up. And you won't even know. Yes, Walmart. Ruffles all dressed. So good. Okay, now we can just garnish with our almonds. How good does this look though? Retainable. It has been a while. How are you? Meeting a friend for some drinks. Sounds good, Nachos. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for chilling with us. And because I don't want to cover all of these lovely ingredients with the almonds, I'm just going to do like little handfuls, like little piles around the salad. Ruffles all dresses in your pickup area. Amazing. Probably not going to use all of these almonds either. There's quite a bit, but I like them for the crunch for sure. I think that's good. Okay, that is it. turn on some lights. And it's burger time, I think. Get rid of our steamer. We need to take our buns out of here as well. There's our buns, guys. They look awesome. They're a little bit small, but they're definitely dense, which means that they're gonna hold up to the burger really well. Hey mama, how are you? So like I said, I'm cooking my burgers in cast iron pans. You know what? I think I'm gonna bake the bacon. Let's do like 400. The oven should still be pretty hot. So it shouldn't take too long for that to bake. I should do a setup video stream portion sometimes. What do you mean, Sam? Like how I set everything up for my stream before I come on? You're doing okay. I am doing good. Is everything okay with the kiddos, Mama? And are you excited for them to go back to school? When the bun tears in half at the first bite. Yeah, sadness. Do I like pickled pig's feet? Maybe. I don't know if I've ever eaten that. That could be done, Sam. Could do something like that. I don't know how I'd really show you guys what I do, though. Maybe I'd have to do like a screen share or something. I'm not that good with technology. Here's the bacon I'm using. It is Fletcher's brand from Costco. You'll talk to Sam. Okay, sounds good, Sam. You've been in the hospital for a few days. Oh no. Well, I hope everything is okay with you. Okay, I'm just going to grab the burger patties from the other fridge and I'll be right back. Here are these lovelies. You're getting there, just healing. Okay, well let me know if you need to chat about anything. Need to make some room for myself, guys. So, when you're frying your burgers in a cast iron pan, you don't want any oil in there. You want to be able to caramelize the fat that is in the burger, and that's what's going to help it brown on the outside and make that really nice, crispy crust. Just tray up the bacon first. I like to put 2 slices of bacon on each burger. I feel like that's perfect. Are you cooking?
What?
What are you doing?
See how long dinner is.
I just have to cook the bacon and the burgers.
Okay. I got it quick. Are you putting the bacon in the oven?
Yeah. We ain't got enough room. We're having a 7-decker burger. All of the layers. That's amazing, Indominus. I am so bad at typing. Look how good this bacon looks. It's very meaty. What?
Parchment.
Do you think I need it? Okay, it's right there. Sammy says parchment. Yeah, this is for you, Herbalizer. It's not Canadian bacon, no. But we do have some female in the freezer. I feel like that's more of like a breakfast thing, though. Look at it. It's true. You don't want your bacon to stick. Plus, it's a pain to cook. Like that, and clean after. You don't like Canadian bacon? Yeah, it's a lot more lean. It's not really smoky like this stuff. Oh, we got 2, 4, 6. Oh no. Okay, so you can also kind of stack your bacon like this. It's called shingling. This is a term. That way it will fit more on.
And as the bacon cooks, it's going to shrink anyways, and then it will unstack itself. Or it should.
It's true. Bacon hack. St. Louis sells Canadian bacon on pizza. That would be interesting. We are gonna have just enough room. What? Anonymous $5 tip. Guys, why do you want to be anonymous? But thank you. Come on, even if you don't want me or anyone in chat to know who's tipping, I mean, I still will be able to see who tipped. So if you want to request a meal, by all means, I like to reward my 12 donators of the week by cooking them a meal on stream the following week. So thank you for that. Tomato pie would be a wonderful use of those beautiful heirlooms. I love that. Specifically, Vivian Howards. I totally know who just tipped that. And thank you for that so much. Feeling the love today. Yeah, very stealthy. But I know who you are just by how you phrased that. And I love you. Nah, there's not been any trivia yet.
No, you are. You start trivia.
We are. We are. We just put the bacon in, so we got 10 minutes anyways. Let's do this. So there's 10 trivia questions. And the name of this trivia quiz is Would You Survive Culinary School? So most of these cooking questions or terms are what you learn in culinary school. But I feel like it's also important for home cooks to know this stuff too. So let's test ourselves out. And let's do, how many of you guys are in here? 41. I think I'm still only going to do the top 3 answers. And I'll give away 1,000 bones to the top 3 that answer these correctly. So I'll ask the question and then list the answers. And you guys choose which one you think is right. So each question has 4 different answers. Yeah, cracks knuckles. Let's go, Lemon.
Wait till all 4, or wait till all, like...
Yeah, you guys gotta wait to answer before I give all 4 of the answers.
Okay.
Don't cheat. Are we ready? His dunce hat. Let's go, guys. Giving away some bones to enter the contest if you so desire. First question. Which of these is not considered a mother sauce? This one's actually pretty hard. Bechamel, espagnole, veloute, or chimichurri? Go. Thanks, Sammy. Sammy's just slicing that avo. Multitasking. Okay, guys. Good job. So, first 3 right answers. Indominus, good try. But the answer is chimichurri. The 5 mother sauces. Feel free to write this down if you guys want to remember this stuff. So there are 5 mother sauces. We learned this in school. First one, bechamel. That is a typical white sauce made with a roux and milk. So it's a cream sauce. Veloute, which is a thinner style of sauce. Espagnole, aka like a Spanish sauce, is kind of tomato based. Hollandaise, which is your typical breakfast sauce for eggs benedicts, and tomato sauce is a mother sauce. So good job, guys. I'm just gonna write down your names and start listing off who's getting those bones. Elvin, Scat, and Cheers. Good job on that one. So obviously the quicker you answer, the more you will get those bones. So 1,000 bones coming your guys' way. Okay, next question. So roux is typically made with flour and what? Butter, broth or stock, white wine, or whipped egg whites? Well, that settles that. You guys are crushing it. Good job, guys. It's good to see different names answering and winning bones. Not that it's bad to see the same people keep winning, but it's nice to spread those bones out between everyone. So you guys are right by saying butter. No, not the leg. And don't worry, there's going to be one more trivia, or 2, before we finish up, before the contest. So Elvin, you're at 2. Nike, good job. You got 1. And Indominus. Indominus, did you actually know that answer, or are you just saying what they are saying? Either way, you still got it.
I just salt and peppered the burgers. Go on.
Sammy's cooking the burgers. You missed the trivia. Oh, you missed the last one. Yeah. So it really depends on who is here as well. Butter is the right answer. But it doesn't have to be just butter in your roux. You could also use any different type of fat, depending on the flavor you're going for. It's true, guys. Don't answer before I finish the last answer, even if you know it. You still have to make this fair for everyone. Next question. What does tomato concasse refer to? A raw tomato puree, a tomato that has been peeled, seeded, and chopped, a tomato that has been cooked in fat, or a tomato preserved in vinegar? Tomato concasse. Crushed. I'll wait for you guys to answer. You didn't know that one off the top of your head. Good. So we can actually learn together then. So tomato concasse. Tomato that has been peeled, seeded, and chopped. And the way that you do this is you actually take the top out of the tomato first, where the stem usually is, and then drop the tomato into boiling water for a couple of minutes, and then into ice water. So kind of like blanching it. And then doing that, you can easily peel the skin off the tomato, but it still stays together. And then you kind of quarter it up, and then cut those seeds out and chop it really fine. Okay, so first right answers, the first three of you. Yes, Elvin, crushing it. Lemon, good job. And the other person that said number 2, good job, Mama, for changing your answer. I am proud of you. It's okay, Robbie. I do like a deep clean of this whole kitchen every time after the stream, so I'll just make sure that I disinfect the grinder later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot damn, Mama.
We got like 130-degree water here.
It's true. Okay, next question. What temperature should poultry be cooked to? 165 Fahrenheit, 145 Fahrenheit, 185 Fahrenheit, or 125 Fahrenheit? What temperature should you cook poultry to? And all right, Rush, thank you for everything, man. I hope you have an awesome day at work, and I will see you next week. $17.80. I don't think the answers were early, bots. They totally waited until I said the last one. Scat, good job. I mean, the quicker you answer, the more chance you have to get those bones, right? So it is kind of like a timed trivia. And that's the fun part about it, is people don't get that chance to Google the answer. Scat, well done. You got 2 now. Cheers. You're at 2 as well. And Nike, good job, man. All of you are at 2,000 bones. Trivia rage. 165 is the recommended internal temperature for poultry. It doesn't mean that you have to cook it to that. What I usually do is cook it to 150 Fahrenheit. Because it's going to carry over cooking, once you take it out of the oven, it's going to be brought up to that temperature. And that way, it stays more juicy. How much bones do you get? You get 1,000. If you are one of the first 3 people answering correctly. Sammy is plating right now, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we will finish the trivia after this. So look at that cheese melt, and also look at those juices that are still nice and pink, maybe even red, coming out of the burger. So we got a nice medium cook there. And the bacon has been delivered. Yeah, just a little bit more for you, Mama, and that is okay. I mean, anywhere in Canada here in the restaurant, it has to be cooked well done. So you would definitely like the burgers here. I do like to put the greens underneath the patty though, just so that the bun doesn't get as soggy. So that creates a little barrier. And then next up is gonna be our nice slice of tomato. Looks around for the blue cheese. Yeah, that is always an option as well, Armored. We got jalapeno jack on here, so a little bit of spice. And then Sammy sliced the avocado really nice and thin. And doing it this way is it's not gonna slide out as easily. Ooh, I just need to take a photo of that salad first.
Yeah, I'll take one first.
Okay, thanks. And so I'm just using a spoon to take out some avo slices. Usually like 4 or 5 is good. And then being really gentle, you can kind of fan it out so that you can spread it out over your burger like that. Doggo's upset. I don't know why.
So we're gonna go get it.
There we go, guys. This is a California burger, which means it has bacon and avocado on it, and the rest is up to you. Like I said, I always like a bed of greens, and I think the spicy cheese really helps to cut the richness from the avocado. I'm just gonna go take a quick photo of this. Look at the top bun. Terrifying. Scat is now starving. Are you actually starving, or are you just hungry now? I like to make fun of people that are like, I'm starving. It's like, no, you're not. BRB.
You guys get to cook with me now. Cooking with Sam.
Looks deadly, Sammy. Looks deadly. Okay, see you later, Lemon. And Scat, have a good one, guys. Yeah, Sunday breakfast with Sammy. While Kate's at work.
I can't cook alone.
It's
That's
true.
no fun.
Why?
Well, who am I gonna cook for?
Tosh.
Doggo?
Doggo and Sammy stream. Okay, let's attempt to eat this. Yeah, the roles have been reversed, Elvin. It used to be the other way around, though. How is this going to happen? POSH. Like Posh Spice. Hello. Oh, hello there, burger. Nice to meet you. We're going to the moon with Nike. Yeah, literally unhinge my jaw. I was not blessed with a large mouth that is able to eat these burgers. I know the struggle is real, first world problems, but I'll do my best. Didn't even get any tomato or avo. The bun though, super rich. It's not falling apart. Look at that cook on the burger. Nice medium, I think, if this guy will focus. A little bit of pink in there still. Or the donkey sauce on it. Let me try and get a bite with the tomato and avo. The bacon makes everything. 100%. That little bit of smokiness just complements everything. I don't know why, but bacon and avo.
Thanks, honey.
Thanks, dearie. Bacon and avo, such a good combo. That's it, guys. Sammy stole all the food. Nothing left. What's up, Joel? How are you? Okay, that's a really good burger. Can definitely tell that I use the short rib and ribeye because it is quite a bit juicier and fattier than what I've made in the past with like fresh ground chuck. Yeah, just mod it and remove the avo, please. I'll take your avo, Elvin. Yeah, the Bocado burger instead of the Cali burger. Really frickin' good though. So that is how I like to make my burgers. I strongly urge you guys to attempt this one day on your own. You won't be disappointed. Send you the recipe. Your brother is a chef. Are you in Discord, Indominus? Because the recipe is posted in there. Okay, let's finish up quickly with some trivia. I'm going to turn that fan down so it's not as loud. Okay, next question. Are you ready, guys? This one's a pretty easy one. At least I think so. Get this kid signed up for 1 month. Okay, what is a convection oven? An electric oven? An oven with steam capabilities? An oven that circulates heat with a fan? Or an oven with microwaving capabilities? Which one is it? Convection oven. Electric, steam, microwave, or circulating with a fan? What do you guys think? Hey Jess, welcome in. Good job, guys. Yeah, if you do 3, I will calculate it in order, just so you guys know. If you want to just answer with a number, totally fine. Elvin, you are correct. So convection oven is an oven that circulates heat with a fan. They are really great because they just cook a lot more even when that heat is able to circulate around the food. Especially when you have a couple different trays in the oven. Because obviously heat rises, right? So your bottom tray will always get cooked faster, but if you have it convect, everything will cook really nice and even. So Elvin, good job. You're at 4 already. Cheers. You're at 3. And Mama again. You're at 2 now. Good job. Thank you for being here, Box. Honestly, so happy you found us. I feel like you're right at home here. I mean, some convection ovens do have the microwave capability, but what makes a convection oven is that it circulates with a fan. Okay, next one. What does the term chiffonade mean? Does it mean to shock something in ice water, to cut something into thin ribbons? Is it a chef who focuses on sauces, or a chef who focuses on grilling? What does chiffonade mean? I have said this term quite a few times on stream. And what's up, Basshead? Greetings from Canada. Welcome in. Man, you guys are crushing this. You know how happy this makes me? That you guys like actually have this cooking term knowledge. I'm just so proud of you right now. Good job. Elvin, you're just crushing it. You're at 5. Indominus. Indominus is just like, I'll just copy what Elvin says. You're actually at 2, Indominus. Good job. And Nike, you're at 3. You're still on stream delay. Weird. That doesn't make sense. Nah, I don't think they have enough time to Google. So good job, guys. Chiffonade, to cut something into thin ribbons. Usually this is with like leafy vegetables. And what I typically do chiffonade on is basil most of the time. Okay, next one. What is a demi-glace or demi-glace? A glaze made from equal parts milk and sugar, stock that has been reduced until concentrated, meat that is cooked in a sweet sauce, or milk that has been reduced until very thick. What is a demi-glace? I feel like that answer is not even fully correct. Okay, we have the 3 right answers, and it was the first 3 people that actually answered, so good job, guys. A demi-glace is actually a beef stock, typically, that yes, has been reduced by at least half. So it's really thick, and it's like, basically you can cut it like Jell-O. And then you make a really, really nice rich sauce for it. And this is pretty expensive to make, and people can make it wrong and waste a lot of money. So Elvin, you're at 6. Nike, you're at 4. And Mama, you're at 3. Okay, I'm gonna do this as the last question, and then we're gonna wrap everything up, go raid someone, and call it a day. Last question, guys, get ready. What is a consommé? Is it a stock that has been reduced by half? A mixture of carrot, celery, and onion? A broth made from beef bones? Or a clarified soup? What is a consommé? How do you make weed brownies? Demonstration, please. I can't do that on stream yet. It's not legal here. And if you need to know how, Google will definitely tell you. Thank you, Google, for being in our lives. Okay, good job, guys. You guys actually did really good. And yes, a consomme is a clarified soup. And this is actually a very difficult thing to make. It involves doing your basic soup prep. So you do your mirepoix first, saute it all together, and then put your broth in, and then you make a raft, is what it's called, by actually putting in egg whites. And then you obviously need this to only be kind of simmering, very low heat. And the egg whites actually suck in all of those impurities from the vegetables, and if you have some bones or meat in that broth as well. And if you boil that raft, then it all falls apart and you don't get anything clarified. But if you do it right and then strain the broth from underneath, you get this really nice clear soup. And it's a pretty old school thing to do, but we did do it in school and it is pretty fun. Okay, Alvin, 7,000 bones coming your way. Nike, good job. You got 5, and cheers, well done. You're at 4. So wrapping it up. Good job on the trivia today, guys. Even if you got the answers wrong, I hope you did learn from what the right answers were. Let me just check Belly here. See who is cooking. Go show him some love. I know Chef's about to go on, but he's not on yet. We got Sushi Day. You guys feeling Sushi Day? Unless you guys want to chill in Chef's stream for like, I think it says 7 minutes until he's on. But I think I'm feeling Sushi Day. She's making tacos de papa and spicy pineapple agua fresca. Yeah, freaking Chef. You should honestly just start a little bit earlier. Okay, Sushi Day it is, guys. So thank you guys for the awesome week. Once again, Chance is our top cheer of the week. But also, thank you Box and Tom for the other biddies, as well as the other ones that aren't on that leaderboard on the chat. And then thank you for the anonymous tip, $5, who has requested a tomato pie to be made with the heirloom tomatoes. And yes, we are rating. Do you get 2K points for winning 2 times? I only do it the first 3 correct answers, because otherwise it could go on forever with all the right answers. Hey, Johnny. So we're going into Sushi Day. Thank you for all of the love this week, guys. We're at 967 followers. So hoping by the end of the month, we'll get to that 1K. It's going to be definitely a fun stream. I have some stuff planned for it already. I can't talk. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Stay awesome, my peeps.